All right, we are back. The power grid. It's only May, Louisiana. Chill. Jay Balmer back with us. What up, Jay?
What up? What up?
You were just getting on a roll with your greetings and salutations and all that good stuff, and we lost you, unfortunately. And you can't blame it on Texas because I don't live there anymore. So,
good job, man. Good job.
So we've been waiting for this moment for a while, but I mean, obviously, look, you were in Nashville. I was just as surprised as probably everyone else as in regards to the Nashville folding. It was unexpected. It was real life issue related. It's sometimes those things happen, and I know you didn't have the season that you wanted there either, but now this is an opportunity for a fresh start.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised that Nashville folded too, because during that time that happened, I was at work doing, my 12-hour duties during nighttime. And then all of a sudden, poof, Nashville is folding. So I said, you know what? I think it's about time I find myself a new team. And hopefully BJ can hear me saying this, but yeah, I found a new team.
All right, well, let's oh man, we got a lot of sign at Charleston's getting busy right now. Yeah, we'll await the Jay Balmer signing coming across the wire. But BJ, without telling us the team, well, actually, no, we got it. Jay Balmer going to Minnesota, and at fullback, $1.4 million, taking over for the filling the shoes of Robert Henson, who's leaving Minnesota to go to Team TBD. But Balmer in Minnesota. What led to picking the legend, and what are you most excited about doing with Minnesota this season?
This was the team that has been contacting me ever since I left Jacksonville. Actually, no, my bad. Ever since I left DC, so that was back in season 20. And the thing is, I've been turning them down more than one time. And it's about that time I decided to go ahead and join them. And now I am the offensive coordinator for the legend, wait for it, Barry, Minnesota.
Very nice. And listen, there's a lot of coaches and a lot of coaching experience out there in Minnesota. Of course, you've got Axel Raven, but you also have I don't know if he's going to be there. I know y'all had Frank Bernstein over Minnesota last season. I'm not sure if he's still part of the organization, but Slyn Shady has been involved in coaching and general managing. Stephen Black has been there for a while. I mean, there's just a lot of guys there that have dipped their toes into the coaching and front office roles. So, I mean, what a great opportunity to go there and kind of not only be a sponge to them, but bring your own personality to the offense as well.
Oh yeah, but I did not come alone. Okay, I'm not the only Nashville that came to Minnesota.
And that's, well, hold on. I want to make sure. First off, I want to clarify. Frank's not there anymore. He's just saying in the chat. So,
he's not there anymore.
Yeah. Just wanted to put that out there. But Chris Stock from Nashville also coming over at the cornerback position for Minnesota. Are you and him buddies, or did you convince him to come over there with you?
I convinced him to come over here to now Minnesota. It's been a tough time for him after Portland folding. It was a tough time for me, for Jacksonville folding. And then after all of that, and then Nashville folded. So he decided he wants to go to a team that was like a contender to the playoffs. And Minnesota fits the bill.
Was Chris with you in Jacksonville too?
No, he when I was in Jacksonville, he was in Portland.
Oh, so I mean, very similar stories though, right? Because that was the same off season, and then you both ended up going to Nashville, and then now you wind up both in Minnesota. So very similar trajectories. You came into the league at similar times, so that's a really great story.
Yes, it is.
Of course, Reno, Hart, Knox, Powell, Taylor, Minson, Mam, France, King, Raven, Forge, Allback, Mello, Meerkat, Alvarado, Blackstock, Frosso, Leathers, Meerkat, Shady, Malillo. This is not a surprise. Minnesota ready to chase another championship. And Jay, it feels like you're an SFL enthusiast. It just feels like Minnesota has been right there every season. Just has not been able to get over the hump.
They have been right there ever since they joined. Uh, I'm just glad they didn't beat me when I was with DC back when they first started. But they did attempt to beat me when I was in Arizona. So I'm like, yeah, it's about that time to see when I can just join this team so I can get them over that hump and maybe win the ring this time. Because it's been so close for them to at least win one. And of course, Florida and Mexico City had to ruin everything.
Yeah, Florida, Baltimore, Mexico City, they've been on a tear ever since Denver won it in season 16. We've had back-to-back champions pretty much every season since. So, yeah, maybe Minnesota will be the team to upset that apple cart. All right, what are we now? 2 for 6 on predictions for convention schedule. Jay Balmer, you have the floor for Minnesota. Who's your week 1 opponent? You get 3 guesses.
Dang, I don't even know who was the other person that guessed the first one. I'll say this, just because I came from that team, Arizona.
No. Everybody's trying to figure out who Arizona's going to play. Nope.
Dang. All right. A great story right here. Knocked them out the playoffs, Baltimore.
No Baltimore. One last guess.
Okay. I'll throw this one, LA.
Nope. Thanks for playing, Jay. And Botchagalupi, the league didn't lose the Indy Minnesota rivalry because Minnesota and Detroit still very much rivals and gonna reshape that rivalry a little bit, the battle of the beasts perhaps, but yeah, Jay, whoever you play in week 1, it's gonna be fun, and congrats on the new digs in Minnesota. You don't have to change your green too much. And appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for having me. And since I'm in Minnesota, now I hate Detroit.
See, it's still there. It's still fresh. Love it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, Jay, for being here.
Thank you.
All right, that was Jay Balmer of the Minnesota Legend now here on the program. And coming up next, we've got, let's look at the calendar, try to stay set. It's Jacob Clear of Charleston coming up. We saw a bunch of those signings come across the wire. We are up to, what do we got going on today? 262 players have signed today here, mostly on this program. And let's go back to the published contracts to see what we have missed during our power outage, during the interview with Jay twice. Garrison Blue back in Bossier City. We saw all those Minnesota guys coming back. Eaton Moss, Monty Wyatt coming back in L.A. Mike Churchill, Butch Menor, and their quarterback, Ace Fennick, coming back in Pittsburgh. Charleston has a bunch of re-signings. Iman Kopech, Nick Hoagland, Brad Taylor-Wright, Nick Twice, Xavier Solomon, Perrin Ibarra, Ben Bowman, Khalil Thomas, Jacob Clear, Leo Morris, Matt Ryan, Sam Blotner, John Stamengo, and Cameron Duty coming back. Balmer and Stock just announced for Minnesota. Michael Knight is back in Charleston. Dean Jackson back in Chicago. DJ Woods, Michael Lister back in Vancouver. Deont James and DJ Bandit back in Lexington, and K.L. Barrett Jr. back as the punter in Mexico City. The Aztecs not losing much. I guess we'll get to meet some of Charleston's free agents coming up on the program as we try to get Jacob clear on the horn. Jacob, good evening. How is everything in Australia?
It's good, Cam. Very good. How are yourself?
Doing well. Looking forward to hearing y'all's awards picks from around the SFL. I've got a long road trip coming up ahead of me at the end of the week, and that's going to get me through it, man. I appreciate the content.
It was good to get it back, and obviously we've had pretty good responses as well to that form, and looking forward. A couple of the categories have been quite interesting, so excited to reveal those. But yeah, I thought I had to tune out from the show for a little bit, and then I was sort of keeping up with the portal, and I noticed Carolina were having a bit too much fun. So it's about time we heard from the better side of the two
Yes.
Carolinas.
Yeah, do it, Jacob. I love it.
All right. I've got 3 for you.
Okay, let's do it.
So off the top, obviously, I'll quickly skim through our re-signings. Kopech's back, Hoagland's back, Taylor Wright's back. We did lose Ian Francis over to Lexington. We wish him the best there. That's actually a return for him because he was drafted by Tulsa before they came through. Nick Twice and Michael Knight are both back. Xavier Solomon, of course, I thought he was a depoy candidate this season, as I mentioned on the show. He's back in town as well. Perry Nabarra at that left tackle spot, he's just so good. Good to have him back. Khalil Thomas and Ben Bowman, of course. And the backs, a little bit on the light side, but that's going to change across the course of this evening. So, all right, I've got 3 for you.
Fire away.
I've got 2 that I'm going to announce solo, and then a third one that I need to create a little bit of havoc with. All right, I'm going to start here. So, a bit of backstory with this individual. He was at the top of my draft board last season, and he was the guy that I so desperately wanted. And then a certain general manager over in Atlanta jumped me in the draft and took him. And so with the unfortunate news of Atlanta folding, I went and pursued him very, very much to get him back on side because I don't know if this joke is still in fashion at the moment, but the CHS team is trying to collect league broadcasters like they are Infinity Stones. But I absolutely love this guy. He fits our culture to a T, and just, yeah, super excited to finally get who I wanted on board in last draft. So if you want to refresh the page.
Baron Went.
Good dude. Finally home. We got him. Again, I love this guy to bits. He is just a real character, and we're excited to have him join the culture over here and sort of make do of what I wanted maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, can we talk about Charleston's season just for a sec, because I know it wasn't exactly, what you guys wanted, but I think there were some components of last season that I think really worked. I think that Iman Kopech worked, and Xavier Solomon worked, and it just seemed like in some games the ball just didn't bounce your way, and that was just kind of the short of it. But how do you feel going into season 25 and looking back on season 24 and the state of the Charleston Predators?
Yeah, I mean, it feels easy to say in retrospect, but I don't think the 3-9 record truly reflected how we played last season. I don't want to go out and say we should have made the playoffs or anything of that kilt, but it felt like we were in a lot of close games. I think we got mentioned on the show because we were talking about Mike O'Neill for broadcaster of the season. He called 2 of our games. One of them was against Florida and the other was against Denver. And that Florida game in particular was one that was it was the perfect example of a game that just got away from us. And so you're about to see that there's a slight change in identity and perhaps a bit of a boost in a certain category that I'm hoping will give us a bit of an edge and turn those 3 wins into something a bit more substantial. So I'm going to tee up number 2 for you. because it's not the first. Barron is not the last player we stole from Atlanta. This is someone who we've chased for quite some time, and it's not so much a team need. It's just I wanted this guy so badly because I know he fits the philosophy of the defensive coordinator that I've just hired in Anthony Ellison. He wants to get super aggressive. So why not sign an extra safety and get someone who can make plays both in coverage and in the pass rush, and bring in an individual in the name of Grant Hardaway over here from Atlanta.
That's a great pickup. Grant's a staple in the SFL, and man, that's exciting. For me, it's never easy to see a franchise full, but it's always great to see players land, and continue on with their career even outside the team, and maybe even in some ways realize all the different personalities and cultures that there really are around the league. Great pickup.
Yeah, we're excited about Street King as well over there in Eddie's show server. All right, I need to do I'm going to add to your admin costs today. All right, now, all right.
Jacob, I was so confused. I was like, who would be calling me in the middle of a show? But I got it now. Okay. All right. We're ready now.
All right. So you know what's going on. Now
I do now.
What's going on. We're about to drop the nuclear bomb. Why don't you introduce yourself? The third and final free agent that I'm going to announce on the panel today, and then I've hit publish on the contract, and we can finally let it go.
The one and only, the new juggernaut, Yayo Montana, baby.
What up, Yayo?
Oh, yes.
What's going on, guys?
And I see a move from wide receiver is in order.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This opportunity came up, and it was crazy. It goes back to when I was, I talked on Eddie's show earlier. I was a fullback, when I first came into the league, and it's something that I've always thought that I left prematurely 9 seasons ago. And now I'm back in the backfield and, just working on my player, making sure that coming into this season, wherever I was going to go, made this decision. I was going to, have good attributes ready to go. Week 1, my player should be in mid-season form, and I just want to do the best I can, for Charleston right now. And Charleston's only an hour and a half away from where I live, actually, right now, so it's perfect.
Now, I have an interesting question because Yayo and Jacob do not seem like a pair that has ever crossed paths. Y'all have both been in the league many years, but I cannot think of an intertwine between the two of you. How did this start and come about, and am I missing something?
No.
Yeah, you can take it if you want.
It's not the first time I've tried to get Yayo. Obviously, when he left Alamo City and the Ocean Group over there prior to the Arizona move, naturally I did try him because I like the idea. I know in my heart I am a bit of a villain in this league, and I know that Greg is as well. I like playing that role. I think it's fun. And so I think from a personality match, it from that perspective, it's perfect because we want to wreak havoc. And he was sending me clips of his player, and I was like, Jesus, like I need to make this happen. Like this has to be on my roster in a couple of months' time. And add to that the fact that I get much needed coaching experience. It's not going to be in an official title, but I like to view it as, if you think I'm bringing him in and not going to pick his brain, think again. But yeah, I've tried him before. I lost him to Eddie, and the second time around, I made sure I wasn't going to lose out on him again.
Yeah, and we've actually crossed paths in other leagues as well, and we played
Yeah.
against each other in other leagues. I've always enjoyed Jacob's humor. I always kid around with him that I get him confused. Is he an Aussie or is he a Brit? And I always mess with him that way too, and he likes it. No, but I'm excited. Yeah, hopefully this came out of nowhere for some people. I did get a lot of teams that wanted a wide receiver, and unfortunately, I had to say very little and just had to say no. There was only a handful of people that knew that I was going to convert over. But I am so excited to wear number 33. As growing up as a kid, coming here from Cuba, I was a huge baseball fan. I was an Oakland A's fan a long time ago. I idolized Jose Canseco. I've never been able to wear 33 before. That's huge for me. And being able to kind of go back to my original SFLM roots and be in the backfield was a huge deal for me too. So I'm just very happy.
Well, congrats, guys, on the signings. You're more than welcome to stay as we wrap up the rest of Charleston's free agent transactions right now. Do we have any more, Jacob?
I've got one more, but he's a developmental player, so I'm not going to say anything more because I'm waiting for him to add some points to his contract.
Sure,
but that's all we've got at the moment.
Makes sense.
There's obviously some re-signings down the channel, but some off-field news as well, of course. I haven't actually got the announcement ready, of course, because I'm behind on everything. But Anthony Ellison is our new DC. I've got to put together something to properly announce that, but he'll be put in place. Matt Ryan decided to step back and just enjoy the playing experience. He's back in the fold, of course, and I feel like Ant's a really good change of pace back there. He'll bring a very similar defensive philosophy to what Matt had last season. We're going to be super aggressive again, adding guys like Barron Went and Grant Hardaway with the amount of pass rush that those guys have and the connection that they had from their season at Atlanta. That's the sort of addition, I think, that signals that direction defensively. And yeah, I mean, look, we lost Doug Britton. I thought he was going to retire. He ends up in Pittsburgh. That was a bit of a curveball, but that salary has quickly been moved into a running back. So there's a clear change of pace there, and I think, not to be biased, but I think we now have the best 1-2 punch backfield in the major league between Yayo and Hoagland. And if you haven't seen. If you don't believe what I'm talking about here with Yayo, wait till the roster file comes out and have a look at his player, and then you'll see exactly what I mean.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, we got to keep the show moving, but we're 2 for 7. 2 for 7 on Week 1 convention predictions. Who is Charleston playing in Week 1? You get 3 guesses.
All right, I'll have a stab, and then I'll pass it to Greg. So, because I was going to say Detroit, but we know it's not that anymore. That's been crossed out. I want to be a dick and say the bye because we had that last season.
No, you did not. You did not get the bye this year.
Okay, good. All right. It wouldn't be Carolina because we usually get that one mid-season. So that doesn't leave us with much.
Only
I'm going to say
20 other teams.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. All right, I'm going to throw it out there off the cuff and go that you've pitted me against the first owner that I had in the SFL, and I'll guess Houston.
Nope.
You got a guess, Greg?
Yeah, Sin City.
Nope.
All right, the only other team, again, I'm being selfish and trying to guess that it's someone you've pitted me against that I've got connections to. And then you're going to make me play against Corey Menor and the Pittsburgh Riverhogs.
Well, I'll give you a mulligan on that because Pittsburgh and Lexington was the second game that was predicted correctly.
Okay.
So I'll give you a mulligan on
that one. Okay. Mexico City?
No.
Ooh.
Better luck next time, boys. But congratulations on the signing, and yeah, can't wait to see you guys out on the field together.
Hey, real quick. Grant Hardaway, I'm so happy to be on the team. All for the U, baby. 2 University of Miami fans on the same team. I love it. I can't wait. That guy's going to be awesome to be on the locker room.
Thank you, guys. Congrats. Appreciate it. All right, that was Jacob Clear, and now the newest member of the Charleston backfield, Yayo Montana. Oh, my DMs are always spicy. JW Hartshorn is coming up next to talk Detroit Maulers, baby. That is on its way. Let's catch up on some signings. We've got, let's see, where did we last leave off? Sammy Steele is headed to Albuquerque from Atlanta. That is a huge signing as Albuquerque gets their kicker. Remember last season, Albuquerque really struggled on special teams. Sammy Steele has been one of the best kickers in the last couple of years. That is a top 10 free agent signing for me. Albuquerque is really doing some big things with Josh Slapp and Sammy Steele, among others, going to the Adams. How about punter Ken Miller is going to Albuquerque as well? And Saeed Gore going to Albuquerque. That is his free agency destination after leaving D.C. Was wondering where he was going to go. $1.5 million. Is Albuquerque winning free agency? Comment in the chat. Lauren Prococo, Kano Fortson is back in D.C. Marcella Martin is back in Denver. Tony Roberto back in Lexington, and Barry Simeon back in Houston. Zach Holdorf back in Bossier City. Hartshorn and Detroit coming up next.
Hey, Cam.
What's going on, JW? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Detroit Maulers, baby. And I've told myself 20 times, if you say Prowlers one time on the air today, you're gonna get a lashing. I've had my struggles this offseason.
Hey, you know what? I understand it. I mean, I come from the Predators, and honestly, Jack and Rob both do as well. Where I'm coming to this, I can see where it gets mixed up.
But the Detroit Maulers, the newest member of the North Division, and we get our first signings here from Detroit today, saving them all for this moment. How has the offseason treated you guys? I know this has been in the works basically since Robert Cherry bought the team, trying to make it its own, trying to keep the rivalry with Minnesota, trying to get a little bit more roots with the team. And SFL football is back in Detroit. That's always great.
Heck yeah. I mean, honestly, it's been a real fun process to kind of get it all going. And I mean, like, I worked from the early stages to it to helping out with the logo, and it's good to finally be able to say, yes, we finally finished it. We finally crossed the finish line.
Yeah, and that's it is beautiful. I love the color combo, very unique to the league. When you look at all the logos at the top of the bar, right? The Detroit stands out. So we love that for the SFL brand. Can't wait to see the stadium uniforms, all that good stuff. All right, let's get to the signings, my man. Let's what do we got?
Currently, we have 13. Unfortunately, there are a bunch of our guys that are in the Dev League, as well as a couple of our free agents. So can't really announce them here today,
Sure.
but we're going to make sure that we give them some love later on. But you know what? First person I want to give a little bit of shout out to is our head coach.
Casper Haddock.
Yep, Casper's coming back. He has been a monster in every practice that we've done this offseason. We're going to be seeing him be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Aggro, a good way to put it. After him, of course, always got to bring back our favorite Mad Lemon.
Matthias Citrion. Back in the fold?
He has been a lot of fun. Honestly, I've really enjoyed getting to have the chance to sit and get to know him better. I've always talked to him in the Gen chat. He's always been a fun person. So to actually get a chance to be in a locker room with him, talk to him, get to pick his brain a bit, it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed being here.
All right, who's next?
All right, up next is a twofer, actually. They are brothers. Well, I believe brothers-in-law, but of course, our esteemed leader and Thomas Matthews.
Robert
Two of our-
Cherry, Thomas Matthews, re-signing with Detroit.
Yep, they both have been really, really good. Matthews had a solid season. Cherry has been one of the most dominant interior defensive linemen. And speaking of defensive linemen, or you know what, I'll save that. I'll save that one. I have one more re-signing, then I'll go there. We have someone moving position. We have someone whose name got called a lot this season. I often put him in the position that he is going to be swapping over to. Well, we talked to him. We're like, hey, how do you feel about making the change permanent? And he's like, heck yeah, let's do it for the team.
Jimmy Wint at wide receiver, moving from tight end, right?
Yep, he was tight end, and we often put him in wide receiver in all our quads packages. There were even times where I would put him in there when we were doing the heavy packages, let him attack the outside while we had my brother and my tight end there who just stood around doing nothing.
And I tell you what, that 65 run block on a wide receiver, very underrated skill for run games in the SFL.
All right, so now that I'm looking at this, we are up to all our free agents. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, we have one more. We have our captain on the offense. I can't forget him. Ethan Flowers. He will be back, and
Nice.
I've loved Ethan. He's been one of my favorite people in the league ever since we met while he was still in Lexington. And it's kind of fun to think how a lot of those players would be in the pros. I always remember he had a connection with two of the guys on the receiving group. Wint was another one. I want to say season 9. He was big. Or season 8 or season 9. It was the last time that Lexington was in there. And I said, you know what, why not? Let's take a chance and let's go pick up one of his close friends. So coming in next will be
CJ.
one of our CJ Parrish, his best friend.
Nice, moving over from Houston.
Heck yeah, he's been in the locker room with us in our Discord for a while, and he's awesome. He's just always been there making us all laugh, and just he's ready to go. And with him, you know what? I'll put forward a guy who I was there when he first came into the league. I was his coach when I was in Pittsburgh. He was a lockdown defender. It was weird. He came in, barely had progressed, and before I looked at it, he had, I think it was 4 interceptions in 5 weeks. So, locking out our strong safety spot will be one of my good friends, Jubilee Marsh.
Nice, from Minnesota. Oh man, Jubilee's going to get a lot of flack for that. Going to enemy territory. Nice.
Oh, you think that's bad? Just wait.
Oh no, I think I know where you're going. Oh my goodness. Okay, keep it going.
So this is actually a little bit fun. So he's not the only Minnesota person that's coming along. We have someone helping out, not as a player, but behind the scenes. He's helping me and Casper in the coaching room. He has helped out a little bit with scouting. He's really been just a fount of knowledge, and he has helped me kind of figure out more and more of this defense instead of me just kind of piddling around, hoping and praying I do something right. So good old Frank Bernstein will be there with us. He is helping us with game planning. So he's coming over from Minnesota, and we love him to death. And Same, and also big shout out to Axel because, well, he helped us with our logo. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal one of your favorite guys. But while we're there, while we're in the Minnesota well here, you know what?
This
is a
dude
good friend of
helps.
mine.
This dude helps you with your brand, and then Frank and Jubilee come over from minutes. Wow.
In fairness,
who in the chat
that
was like, "Oh, the
before.
rivalry's dead now"? Give me a break.
Oh, dead? Oh, it's just getting better. Especially when I have someone who is a good friend of mine. He has helped me through tough times. He's been there for me and my partner. He's been there for everyone in the league. Even though he gives me crap. He always gives me crap. So, hey, Rob. You ready to maul some people?
There he is, Robert Hansen Jr. going to Detroit too. Oh, it's a spicy rivalry.
Yep. And with that, we have. Ooh, we're down to our last two free agents. You know what? We'll start off with a fun one. So with us moving to Detroit, I don't think it got mentioned in the actual big thing, but we actually have two minority owners coming over. It's not just Jack Brown, but we have another one, and he's a good friend of mine. I've known him literally since the day I got into the SFLM. He's helped me through good times and bad. He's always been just that person that, oh, I just realized we have three. But he's been there for us through good times and bad. He's an amazing human being. He's a little controversial, but once you get to know him, you love him. We got us my good friend Terrell Sutherland back.
Fullback from Charleston back into the league, back into the fold. Love that. 2.4 mil.
And we are down to our last two. And you know what? This is another one that has been a good friend. I've tried to get him to the team every season he's been in the pros. Even when we were in our draft situation for Charleston at the time, I love him. I don't know many people who work harder than him when it comes to wanting to build a team and really kind of be a good person in the locker room, a voice. And it doesn't hurt that his father-in-law is also on the team, Jimmy Wint. So we want to welcome our good friend Chris Delro over from Nashville.
Oh, good for Delhi finding a new home at free safety, $1 million. Good job, Delro, and nice signing, Detroit.
Oh, and one last one because I'm an idiot. It's me.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yep.
Well, good stuff so far from Detroit. JW, I'm going to give you a couple of options since we already know your week one opponent. You have Queen City in week one. You can either get 3 guesses at another week one matchup around the league, or I'll let you know if you play a certain opponent and win. Just one as we count down to schedule release.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna use our division opponents because that's too easy. But I'll try to guess one team we face this season. You know what? Chicago.
You are correct. You do play Chicago week 6.
Yes, we get them early in the season. They won't. Late season Chicago won't kick my butt again. Yes.
Find out if you're at home or on the road at schedule release night.
Heck yeah.
All right, JW. Hey, thanks so much. Congrats on to you and everyone else in Detroit on the success of the relaunch with the Maulers, and can't wait to see you guys on the field.
Stay safe, everyone. Thank you for having me.
That was JW Hartshorn, and let's get back to the contracts here. Don't want to miss anybody. Don Johnson back in Baltimore. Logan Gardner back in Denver. And everybody else was a Detroit announcement. Okay, we're trying to get caught back up. But bad news, Eddie Gage is coming up next, so who knows if we're going to do that. Come on, Eddie. Throw a guy a bone, man. I've been working hard all day. Eddie Gage and the Arizona Scorpions are coming up next, and their contracts are coming up too. Mr. Eddie Gage, what's going on? Oh, well, Eddie needs to reboot. That's not good because we're running out of time. We got Simeon coming up in 4 minutes. Might be ready for him now. Sean Parent also going to Detroit, leaving Chicago. That's another one for that Week 6 matchup. I love it. Simeon saying always ready, and here he is on the show. What up, Damon?
Yo, Cameron Irvine, what it do?
What is going on? Man, I just noticed Sean Parent got $4.6 million in Detroit on the defensive line. My goodness.
That is crazy, yo.
What's going on, Damon? Just catching up on just a couple of signings come across the wire early, but that's just you and your lovely wife. Can't wait to see what you got cooking over in Houston.
Hey, we got some things brewing over here, baby. Let's go ahead and get the re-signings out the way first, right?
So let's do it.
We'll start off with, the cat, of the squad there. And let's see here. We get another one here for you. There's another one there. There's another one. There. That one there. And there you go. I just gave you a gang load of them.
All right, love it. We got John Lakeman coming back, Greg Corky, Mac Dre, John Barnhart, Kai Cash, Al Ingram III. No surprises there, but I want to focus on the quarterback, Lakeman, $2.6 million. That whole swap with Charleston going with their backup and you guys taking their former starter and all that stuff, I think it worked out for both teams, don't you think?
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you that it did work out for both teams, and Kopech was someone that was, looking to get more playing time as he was in as he was in that developing stage, when he was with us when we drafted him, and Charleston gave him an opportunity. And what I liked about it is that when Kopech told me that a team reached out to him about possibly being a starter for them, I told him make sure that they're going to keep their word, and that's what Charleston did. They actually kept their word. They gave him a lot of playing time in season 23. And in season 24, he was the head of the ham over there in Charleston. So, kudos to them for keeping their word, because there's a lot of ball clubs, Cam, that don't keep their word.
Yeah, so I've heard around the league. But hey, what does DJ want? How's DJ doing?
DJ is doing good. He's been battling the flu this week, but he's doing pretty good. He wants to watch Barney. So once you and I get off the air, I'll put it on Barney for him here on my computer.
Well, hey, let's help him and you and Houston move it along. Why don't you give us our next crop?
Absolutely. As everyone saw earlier, that Josh Slapp decided to leave Houston and go and play with some of his buddies, his friends or so, and DR Sim has signed as a wide receiver. So I'm pretty sure everyone is wondering who is the new duo in Houston, right? There we go.
Oh, Baloo Scott leaving Chicago and going to Houston. They're going to run the football over there. $2.8 million for Baloo. And Tino Sosa from Nashville in the backfield at $3.8 million in Houston. All right, tell me about this duo, what you've been seeing. I know you love to tell me about all the film you've been watching in the offseason.
Oh, man, we've been having a blast with the film that we've been watching with these two backs here. Losing Josh Slapp, is it's a dagger to the chest. That's no doubt there. I mean, the number one back in the league last season, led the league in rushing. DJ, if you would please have some patience and give me a few minutes, we would get to Barney. Okay. Yes, sir. But yeah, so we've been playing around with some things with these two backs, and man, we are loving what we're seeing out of them. Both of these backs are, they can start on any ball club, and to have both of them on our team, unselfish individuals, all they want to do is basically help the team out in any way they can, get some carries here and now and then. And, both of them, they're excited about being part of the team, and they're ready to go, man. They are ready to go.
You got anything else tonight for us on the show?
Yes, I do. Let me get these two here out the way, and then I'm gonna send you these two here. They're returners, and then I got about 3 more free agents coming in that is gonna probably knock the socks off everybody.
All right. Well, hey, Jason and Daisy are back. The Peace duo. That's always that's good.
All right, I just sent the last of them. I had a swarm of bees in front of my house last Friday, Cam. I was cutting the yard and didn't see any bees in this tree. Then all of a sudden, like an hour or two later, I had a tree full of bees. They just swarmed in from Atlanta.
My stupid, tired brain was like, man, that's a problem. I hate bees. And then I realized, they're all from Atlanta. Alex Dominguez coming to Houston, Juan Mississippi from Florida, and Chris Henry from Atlanta as well. These are 3 defensive pieces, Demond, that are staples in the SFL. What a unbelievable trio of signings.
Absolutely. But the bee story was absolutely true. True. They didn't have a queen bee. They had a king bee named Chris Henry.
You really taking this bee thing. I thought, you know what? He's done with the bee thing, but I
No,
should've...
it was absolutely true. I did have a swarm of bees in my front yard.
Oh, that was a true story?
That was a true story. I had to cough off $250 for a beekeeper.
Dude, I got to be honest with you. All I can think about in this segment is just how much I love Barney as a kid. It's good to hear Barney's doing so well. Hey, how was that conversation with Alex Dominguez? Everyone was so shocked that he left Florida, and then he went to that he went to Atlanta, and now he's going to Houston.
Yeah, it was hilarious, dude. Is that I've never had a conversation with Alex Dominguez until this offseason, to be honest with you. And when I reached out to him and he responded back like right away, and he agreed to join the squad, probably a day or two or so. And man, we've been pretty excited about having Alex Dominguez come and join the squad. The all-time sack leader, coming down to Houston. Wow. I can't tell you how excited I am about, Alex Dominguez, joining this ball club.
Yeah, that is huge. That is huge. Yeah. Okay, what's next for Houston?
That's all that we have.
That's 15 really good players right there, Damon.
Yeah, I got a lot more. Some of them are rookies that we're waiting to come up. Get the okay to go ahead and sign those guys. But outside of that, man, I got a couple of other returning guys that we're waiting to sign their contracts. But yeah, man, we're pretty excited. We got some things coming in, some free agents, another free agent that we're really waiting on that will come through the line wire tomorrow. That's going to help out our offensive line extremely a lot with these 2 new backs we got.
Deont, did you just say LimeWire?
I did say line wire.
Man, we are throwing it back today. Man, you got all the free music you could ever want with that thing.
Yeah.
You are tugging on my heartstrings, my friend. You got Barney, LimeWire. I tell you this, that I had a Barney candle when I was a little kid. They lit that candle. I thought they set Barney on fire. It was the dumbest idea my parents ever had.
Oh, man.
Hey, before I let you go, and congrats on all the signings, I'm giving everybody a chance. We're 2 for 8 today. Who's your week 1 convention opponent? I know you're going to be there, right?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. Come on. I'm trying. I got to take the family on a vacation first. So we do have a vacation planned to South Padre Island, Father's Day weekend.
Oh, hurricane. It's a hurricane down there.
Yeah, so hopefully nothing comes through, right? So, but yeah.
No, it's going to be down there that date. I already know. It's not going to be in Baltimore, though.
I do have my room booked in Baltimore. I just haven't got my flight yet. So
there you go.
I'll be working on that. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, week 1, 3 guesses.
Week 1. Oh, man. I really want to say week 1, Fort Worth. Not just because they're a division foe, but man, the way that game ended in the playoffs, I think that vows for a week 1 matchup. Is that correct?
Good guess, but no.
Damn.
2 more guesses.
All right. I think, you know what? You're a guy of drama. You love drama. You should have did some acting or so. You know that Eddie and I are pretty good friends, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw Arizona out there.
No. Everybody wants Arizona. No, Arizona. You got 1 guess left.
Okay. Why not throw it out there? Hell, Houston and this team always have great matchups. We're gonna go with Mexico City.
Nope. No Mexico. Oh, DJ. Swallow, buddy. It's gonna be okay.
Go, Tito Sosa. I'm sorry, I'm watching a sim, and Tito just broke off for about 30 yards.
The unhinged segment of SFL free agency. So better luck next time, Deont. We'll see your week 1 opponent on the schedule release show. We're 2 for 9 now. The percentage is not good, but congrats on the signings, man. We're looking forward to seeing what else comes across the wire.
Awesome. Cool beans, buddy. Take care.
Thanks, man. Talk to you later. All right, that was Deont Simeon of Houston. We'll try to get Eddie Gage on and squeeze in that segment that we missed from earlier. And then to wrap up our show, as I've got my uncle calling me live here on the show, to wrap up the show, we'll have Robert Thump scheduled, pushing back to about 7:50. All right, let's see if we can get Eddie Gage back here to talk some Arizona Scorpions football. Eddie, you there?
What up, though?
Yes, sir. All right, glad we got you here, ready to rock. Yeah, ready when you are, man.
Well, Simeon as my new GM already fumbled the ball, but we can go ahead and get to that in a minute. You know, I gave him one job, Cam, and he fumbled and lost the ball to our position. But it's all good.
Was he the one that was connecting your Discord to the call earlier?
No, that was me. Why you gotta bring that up, man?
Man, sorry. You tried to throw somebody else under the bus. You know I had to do it to you.
That's the second time it happened during the show too, man. It pissed me off, but it's all good. I gotta go with a Windows computer and get rid of this Mac or something.
Yeah. All right. Hey, you just got an easier schedule just for that comment.
That's what I'm talking about, boy. Yeah. Let me go ahead and buy one tonight. first of all, Cam, thanks for all you do, man. Without you, this thing wouldn't go, and I don't know what hobby I would have if it wasn't for this. So, thank you for all you do with this league, man. I mean that for real.
You're more than welcome. Having a blast today as we get set for season 25. Who you got?
All but 3 players from the squad have re-signed their contracts. The other 3 straggling along. Y'all better hurry the hell up because I got a plan B if y'all don't sign. I'm not going through another hands brother situation. So sign that contract or plan B will be in effect. So get on it. But no, we re-signed everybody. Go ahead and bring up Arizona, Cam. What you looking at that damn screen for? What are you doing?
That's Arizona right there.
Oh, okay, my bad. See, I'm behind.
Just a little, just a few seconds.
There you go. So we re-signed all of our players, except like I said, for 3 of them. The Red Sea coming back with some additions soon to be announced. See, that's why I'm saying that's what my GM messed up at. He had one job and he fumbled the ball tremendously, and the opposition picked it up and scored a fumble 6 touchdown.
Oh man, dude, I thought you were gonna say pick 6. I'm like, Eddie, don't do it for yourself.
No,
man.
I wasn't gonna do it. But now I can't remember if Fox reached out to us or we reached out to him. But at one point we got to talking. Actually, I was getting ready to call a game with you when he hit me. When he hit me up, I'm like, dude, I got to call you back on the phone. I'm getting ready to call a game. But yeah, Fox coming. Been talking to him for several weeks now. He came to me. Honestly, dude, if this would have been about a year or so ago, I would have never made this move because of the things that happened with him while he was in Seattle. But he's had about a year under his belt of being in the SFL since then, and he's kind of matured.
He's been great,
and he was in Atlanta's front office. And just some more insight on that story, there isn't a move in this league I don't make. About 98% of the free agents I bring in, there's one particular individual on a team I talk to, and that's Hunter Norwood. And I say, hey man, I'm not involved in Gen Chat like I used to be. What's up, man? What do you think about this guy? And when he signed off on it, it gave me confidence, knowing I was making the right decision. Fox wanted to come in, and he expressed a desire to be here. Happy to have him. Running him with Sims, man. That dude is a playmaker, dude. I don't know what his stats were like in Atlanta, but I'm looking forward to having him here. I forgot that he gave me the permission to hit the rest of these. So Fox, he was a package deal, obviously. So go ahead and hit that refresh button again, Cam.
Yep. Got old Wolf.
His son was a package deal. He had other teams hollering at him, trying to bring him in, but they could not guarantee bringing his son with him. So, fortunately for him, and J.R. Lawless retired from the SFL, retired from the military. He wants to spend time with his family. He already moved from Tucson, Arizona, back. I think he moved to Ohio, something like that. But with that position coming available, Fox used to be a linebacker, and so he had some things on his build that he needed to work on because he spent the last couple of seasons as a D lineman. So with Atlanta folding, I didn't have a problem with them spending some money because they weren't gonna need it. They gone anyway. So had him working on some things. Only thing I really don't like about him is that his hands are worse than B.J. Loveless in his prime when he couldn't catch shit. But we gonna work on him, get him there. My bad, I forgot what show I was on. But we gonna work with him, Cam, and get him where he needs to be. And look forward to working with his son too. His son is already pretty excited, and I heard he got a nice gift coming from his dad, courtesy of the Arizona Scorpions. So I can't wait till he gets that in the mail. But we're gonna keep it moving, Cam. I forgot to publish this one. This one actually should have been first.
You might as well not get that Windows computer because you cursed on my show, so your schedule's back to where it was before the show started. So
that sounds about right. Go ahead and hit that button again, that refresh button, Cam.
All right. Okay, so we got Will Todd, David Tilley, Hunter Norwood, Dede Sachs, Alex Constantine, Adam Wiseman, Sean Moore, Terrell Davis, Ernest McCrae Sr., Everett Garrison, and Rain Rie all coming back.
Yes, but Will Todd is moving from tight end to fullback. He got tired of waiting for Ashley Jackson to give him the ball, even when he was wide open. She would ignore him and throw the ball into quadruple coverage. So he said, I might as well move into the backfield. where I'll be guaranteed to get at least a few carries a game. So move them back there. I love Will Todd. I love all my scorpions, but he is one of my personal favorites. So to get him in the backfield, staying on the team, knowing he will be a bit more involved in the offense, gotta love it. Love that dude, man. I love that guy, man. Hopefully, as long as I'm here, he's here. But we gonna move on because I know you got a show to do, Cam. Where is the freaking next one?
Well, I got a lot here. I got some free agents here. I got T to Queen
Yes.
coming over to Arizona at 2.3. I also got another lady of the SFL, Lily Nakai. It was great visiting with her recently on championship weekend. Let's start with those two ladies.
All right, first of all, Lily Lakai, that was a given. She's our new GM wife. She wanted to, of course, follow her husband. And with Will moving to fullback, she was a wide receiver, and we already got a lot of those on the squad. So decided to move to tight end. Wanted to add another female to the squad to get those ladies somebody to talk to. There you have it. She spoke with us on the phone while they were traveling somewhere, and she's really excited to be working alongside Ashley Jackson. There you have that. Then our other man, who did you name out? Did you want me to
T
talk
to Queen.
about? My bad.
T to Queen.
Oh, T the Queen. Are you kidding me? We've been talking to that young lady for weeks. She is really excited. She was considering retirement from the SFL. I said, hold on, wait a minute. Retirement? Not without T the Queen. Oh, hell no. Come on, let's for a minute. So I got to thank Ashley Jackson for that. The best GM in the business. I don't care what Chad or anybody else got to say about that. Yo, let me tell you something. That girl put her foot down. Ernest McCray, he going through some real life stuff right now, so he really wasn't able to help contribute with us as our co-GM. So she stepped up because, of course, we lost Yayo, but Ashley did her thing, man. She got to work this off season with some moves soon to be announced as well. Man, I'm really proud to have her. As long as I'm here, she got a lifetime contract with us as far as I got to say. But she got to working, talking to T the Queen. She going to be at the convention this year. Not only you not retiring, but you stay in the league, you come into a great organization, and you come into the convention. Come on, man. And she already got a Scorpion jersey. Holla at me, man. Love having that girl on the team. And, man, she has been working wonders as a kickoff returner, man. That girl's got some abilities, man. So I'm looking forward to working with her. Also, of course, Brunta Graham coming over. He's gonna play right guard. I'm sorry. Coming over from Vancouver. I love a good offensive lineman. The Red Sea. We only had 3 people last year, and even though we only had 3, we finished. We led the league. And sacks given up. I'm sorry. Protecting our quarterbacks. He was only sacked 4 times last season. And but I want to improve on that. So we added another offensive lineman with Brunner Graham coming over from Vancouver. Could actually had more players from Vancouver, but I really didn't want to strip them like that because that wouldn't have been cool. One, I don't want to take so many people from and 2, if Charles leave, they all leaving with him. So I didn't want to bring over too many of them. So give them an opportunity to play elsewhere. We'll see if they go somewhere. Good luck to them. But yeah, showing up that Red Sea. And last but not least, with the offensive line, Danny Carmichael. Let me say something on his behalf because he's not going to say it. Danny Carmichael, he felt real bad about the way the situation in Nashville ended. He feels really bad. He's not going to say it publicly, but speaking to him, he was going through it with some things in his life, and he couldn't continue on with that. But when that news was announced, I was at my daughter's orchestra. She was performing. And so I didn't want to take time away from my daughter and giving her the attention she rightfully so deserves. So I hit up the message in the front office channel and said, yo, y'all get to work. Nashville got some free agents over there, and we need some offensive linemen. But I think I sent that message out like 3 minutes after the announcement was made. By the time I put that announcement in the front office, Ashley already sent 2 DMs to 2 different offensive linemen, and he answered the bell right away. And man, I talked for about maybe 30 minutes to this dude. And after I got through talking, he talked for about another hour. And when he was talking, me and Ashley was dapping each other up like, yeah, we got us one more, because that dude is excited about being here. But Cam, I don't know if you could do it. Can you look at his player bank?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Okay, let's go over season 24. See, this is people really got to pay attention to these player banks. Danny Carmichael.
He was on Nashville.
$5 million.
$5 million. Now
Woo!
you look at that contract, yes. And guess what? Danny Carmichael said, hey, y'all, I don't need all this money. So if y'all need to help some players on the team, feel free to holler at me. I got money to
Dang.
spend. Brother, man, sign this contract right here, brother, man. I can't wait to get you on the team.
Hey,
$5 million?
that's next level work by the front office of Arizona. And then
Ashley
Rob Ems too.
Jackson.
I misspoke earlier. I was talking about Albuquerque's kicking problems. That was 2 seasons ago. Rob Ems was
Yeah.
over there last season, and now he's over in Arizona to take over for Cliff Allen, who retired.
Cliff Allen retired. He finished 8th all-time in both field goals made and attempted. Love that dude. Great scorpion. One of my favorite kicks was the 56-yard game winner he kicked versus Florida in a quarterfinal several seasons ago. I think it was season 19. And love that guy. But, hey, he got some big shoes to fill. You know what? Ashley Jackson at it again, Cam. Because when we were at the convention in Houston, I think it was, when we went bowling on Monday, that Monday morning, we went bowling before everybody went home. He had a long conversation with Ashley that day, and he said it's always been a vision of his to play on the same team that Ashley Jackson was on. And he ran to the opportunity to come holler at us when he found out Cliff was retiring, and he got money in the bank too that he's also winning. He actually came to us last night and said, hey, I got a lot of money in the bank. If y'all need it, hey, I'm here. Brother, sign this contract right here. We gonna put you to work. But looking forward to having him on the team as well. But yeah. Oh, last but not least, I'm missing something. What the hell am I missing? I don't miss out on anybody. Oh, I brought up his wife already. My fault. So I got everybody. Cam, Will moving to fullback, Lily moving to tight end, Brunta Graham going to right guard, Danny Carmichael going to be playing center. I didn't mention that. Rob Ince coming in, filling in for what would have been assumed to be Hall of Fame kicker, but he retired too early. But it's all good. And we got Fox I win. He's going to be our number 2 receiver. Love all those guys. Arizona, I love y'all. I dropped the bag last season, fumbled the ball. We went 6-6. We freaking sucked. We finished second in turnovers with interceptions, I think it was, behind, I think, top attack. We got to clean that up. If it wasn't for me fucking that up, y'all, we'd have been a lot. I'm sorry.
Oh, now the schedule's even harder. Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Mexico City every week.
Hey, we 2-0 against Mexico City.
But that's true. Baltimore,
then.
Good. Baltimore every week.
There you go. But yo, hey, it's my fault, y'all. But we gonna get it going, man. I gotta figure this out. Get our turnovers down. We gonna be right back where we belong. That's in the playoffs. Hopefully, we can get a top 4 seed this season. But Arizona, I love y'all, man. Yo, let's go get it. And I'm ready to get to work, man.
1 sec, rapid fire, because we are running out of time. But rapid fire, week 1 opponent. We're 2 for 8 on this program today. You got a guess?
2 for 8. Washington.
That is incorrect. You have 2 more guesses.
What did Yayo go? Charleston.
Nope. 1 more guess.
Damn. Shoot. Freak. I'm out of Fort Worth.
Nope.
Damn. I don't know.
I guess we'll see who Arizona's playing week 1 at the convention on the scheduled release show. Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate your time, man. Have a good one.
Yep. Thanks, Cam.
Great call from Mr. Eddie Gage. Arizona who they're playing week 1 has been a hot topic of this show today. But a lot of great signings in Arizona and some exciting stuff there. Bob with Tosca is back in Los Angeles. Bruce White back in Pittsburgh. Jacob Morrison, Jason Bartley back in Mexico City. Tony Zoma's back in Carolina. Dan Curtis is back in Los Angeles, and we're all caught up on those signings. All right, last but not least on the show, Robert Thump joining us to talk some Washington Trident football, and that is coming up here shortly. What a great show we've had. We appreciate everybody for who's been on the show today, who has participated in the chat. It's been great, and happy to have you all along. Robert Thump is on the show. What's up, Rob?
Hey, how's it going, Kim?
It is good. Ready for some Washington Trident signings to play out the rest of the show tonight. What you got for us?
Yes, sir. So I just sent about majority of our offense over to you if you want to hit refresh.
All right, Tommy Utah, Christopher Dean, Julian Gusters, Phil Koss, Johan Sutherland, King Alexander, Terrell Cooper, Azami Mahada, and Charles Michael. They are all back. Lethal offense.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we truly try to keep everybody pretty much where they're at as close as possible, and really wanted to just keep building on our success. We got went 3-9 and then turned around and went 10-2. Right, got to the semifinals or quarterfinals, and looking to get further this season, obviously. So with that, we have someone making a position swap that's really going to help us step up in one of our weaker areas of the season. And you can go ahead and refresh when you're ready.
And that is Shane Kaufman moving to wide receiver. I love a team that made the semifinals and they're still looking at, where were we not as good as we wanted to be last season. That's pretty special. Shane Kaufman moving to wide receiver.
Yeah, he's actually moving back from his Motor City / St. Louis days. So that's going to help us a lot, give us a veteran guy, veteran presence, and really just kind of set us up to help take us to this next level of offense where maybe we weren't as good as we wanted to be, as polished at least, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then I also miss Scott Pancake at tackle, and the McMillans are back as well at guard.
Yeah, huge, right? Having 5 linemen, a full offensive line is big, right, for anything. And, we had a good run game, but it needed a little bit of help, right? So in that capacity, we just try to re-sign everybody and keep everybody we could. All right, you can go ahead and hit refresh for the defense if you like.
All back. Tina Begin, Doug Howard, TJ Harper, Nathaniel Diggs, Nicholas Warner, Maxwell Quimby, Ryan Cook, Mark Kaufman, Willie Bands, Albert Begin, James Droll, and Ultricht. Did I get that right? Rugen.
Yeah, Rugen. Yeah. So there's very few people who have a punter that can flip the field like that, right? And that's what he does for us, right? I mean, he just hits bombs left and right. It's kind of crazy. So that was big for us. And then, making Albert Begin an owner in the offseason was big. Having him back over. And Ryan Cook again, just consistency across the board, right? And a guy like Ryan Cook, he brings that to the table. Second season here in Washington, and we're lucky to have him.
Excellent stuff. So, besides the position change, it's all re-signings and coming back to Washington. Anybody new joining the squad?
So we do, but we're going to say that for later because we don't have this person's busy with work. So every season we do, past 2 seasons I've done this show. It just seems to be the trend. But we do have one more person swapping positions, and it's a big name, and it's somebody who used to be great in the other game, and we're bringing that player back to be even better in this new era.
Ooh, Kappa Jones going to free safety from DC.
Yes, sir. So he was in DC, as a safety, and he was in Queen City as a safety. So we brought him back, and to really solidify our secondary to make it a true no-fly zone as much as possible.
That's what's up, man. Great stuff. Washington running it back, and man, what a terrific season. I know that you guys you have to be super proud of what y'all accomplished in that turnaround.
So yeah. I mean, and we wouldn't have done it without the Motor City and the St. Louis's version of our franchise. They're huge for us, right? And we're just trying to keep building on our success and keep going forward, and not take anything for granted. So that's, we're fortunate to be the semifinals last year. Now we want the championship, and that's where we're headed, and that's where we keep building towards.
Robert, 3 guesses, week 1 opponent. Come on, man. We're 2 for 11 on the show today. We got
11. God bless America.
We got to finish it off with a good guess.
All right. Let's see. What about Albuquerque?
Nope.
Oh man, that's not great. Okay. Minnesota.
Nope.
Oof. DC?
Nope.
Oof.
Thanks for playing, Robert. We'll see you at the schedule release show later this week. But any final words on Washington?
No, we're just super excited to have it, to run it back, right? Biggest thing for us was for player retention and just keep growing. We came in under cap, and we have all that incentive money, and we really can't wait to show our full roster and to show how we've improved across the board, and just keep growing with the guys that we have and getting better as a whole.
Robert, awesome.
Yeah.
You've been great. Sorry, doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes here as we wrap up the show. But man, this is great. It's so great to see the Trident succeeding and thriving. And look at all those re-signings. That's what every franchise dreams of, to have retention like that. So good stuff over there. We appreciate you joining the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Cam.
Mark Lopez did ask to go over some Vancouver free agents, and I'm going to run through some teams that we didn't talk about necessarily specifically to just make sure that we didn't miss any free agents on the show. Frank Burke's coming over from Fort Worth to Vancouver. We got that a little bit earlier, but how about Devin Lloyd moving to halfback? Was a receiver over in Pittsburgh. So that's a big signing for Vancouver to try to shape up that backfield for the Legion. Kevin Brackett is going back to Vancouver. He was a monster in Sin City, but he is going back to his roots in Vancouver. Major signing there. Chris Joseph leaving Houston to sign with Vancouver as well, and then a bunch of returners back for Vancouver. Quiet day for Sin City. They're going to get their signings going, I'm sure. A little bit of a quiet day for Oklahoma City, but they did make some moves. King Jackson at quarterback is the biggest one there, as Dallas Sanders also back at wide receiver. We did not mention earlier in the show. Lexington was hot earlier. They got the Puffs, Chris Arthur, Ian Francis rather. That's a solid showing there. Let's see. Florida's got a handful coming back, including Bullet Bolesky, Daniel Wright, and some others. More signings to come in Florida, I'm sure. Ron Cochran announced his retirement earlier this offseason, so we'll see what quarterback ends up landing in Florida. How about Denver? Saw him a little bit earlier today. A couple new signings, but a lot of returners in Denver as well. Chicago was very busy early on in the day. 5 free agents on the board. Including Caleb Giffis and Dylan Bamsler. Giffis coming over from Florida. Bossier City, a lot of re-signings. They still got some room to go. Baltimore, all re-signings. They continue their stuff as well. And Albuquerque, big day for Albuquerque. Josh Slaps, Sammy Steele, and Saeed Gore coming over in free agency with all those re-signings. In total, we are up to, drum roll, 363 signings heading into next season. Plenty more to come. We appreciate you being here on the Free Agency Frenzy show. And we've got a lot coming up across the SFL in the coming weeks. Let's talk about it. Off-season calendar time. We've got our next show is Wednesday, June 11th. We've got the All-Star Draft. Saturday, June 14th, this schedule is out. And then rosters lock on the 17th. And the All-Star Game, Monday, June 23rd. It all comes your way on VFN coming up in June. For everyone at the SFL, I am Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Thanks for being here on the show. And we will see y'all next time